Hello happy YouTubers! Welcome back. My name is Marcelina. In today's video, we're going to share with you our 3 gardening rules how to get calamandin, my lemon and lime grow faster and bigger within a 6 months or a year of growing. Hold on tight. Be right back. Alright, so we have our lime tree here, grown in a gallon container. Look at my lime tree, guys. Look at that. It's loaded with so many flowers. I already see fruit here. You see that? This is amazing. We specialize in citrus. We grow calamandin, Meyer lemon, and lime. So if you guys are looking for this particular citrus trees, just click the link below at the end of the video. So let's say you purchase your calamandin, Meyer lemon, and lime at this size from your local nursery or from Cashew Greens. How are you going to grow your citrus? Are you planning on growing in a container or growing directly in the garden? The reason we ask you this because citrus is tropical fruit trees, and if you live in subtropical region, you're more likely to grow citrus in container because citrus can only withstand 50 degrees warmer, and below that range, this will harm the plant because it is sensitive to cold. If you live in tropical region, then you have no problem. You can grow citrus in the container or grow directly on the ground. As a rule of thumb or general rules, when you buy your citrus, mostly citrus sold in gallon container like this one here. If you buy your citrus, my first recommendation is don't transplant or remove the tree from the original container within 3 days of purchase. Keep that in mind. Don't remove the trees within 3 days of purchase. You will need to acclimate the citrus first so it can easily adjust to its new environment. Now, to get your citrus growing miraculously fast is not a quick fix. This takes time. However, there are 3 rules or gardening rules you can provide to the citrus to help them grow as twice or 3 times faster from day 1 up to 6 months and up to a year of growing, which we are going to cover this later on this video, so stick with us till the end. All right, so what are these rules coming up? All right, we have come up this far. Before we continue, if you are new here, start now by subscribing and clicking the bell so you don't miss anything. Let's get back to the video. There are 3 gardening rules for you to follow to get your citrus growing faster and bigger within a 6 months or a year of growing. Number 1, environmental condition. What kind of environment your citrus grows in? This is very important in all agricultural farming or gardening because poor environment such as the lack of sunlight, too much clay in soil, the pH of the soil is too alkaline, this is going to retard or slow the growth of the citrus. Citrus needs a proper environment to grow and thrive. A good environment should have plenty of sunlight, should have abundance of organic rich soil with plenty of drainage. The soil pH should be in acceptable range for citrus, should be in between 6.2 and 7.0. So this is a perfect environment in between that range. If you can get 6.5 or 6.8, that is perfect for the citrus. Whether you grow citrus directly in the garden or grow citrus in container, you will need to keep and maintain this environment in good condition so your citrus can continuously grow in specific period of time. In my case, I live in subtropical region, so I cannot grow citrus directly in the garden. I can only grow citrus in container. Now, if you are going to grow citrus in container, selecting a perfect container for citrus influences the growth of your plant. At this size tree should be planted in a 5-gallon or larger container so it has more rooms for the root to grow and expand. Here in my garden, I use crates to grow citrus, and this is awesome, guys, and I would recommend you to use crates to grow citrus. It is cheap. You can buy this on Lowe's or Home Depot for only $3. It has enough room for my citrus. It has a lot of holes to take up oxygen, so it's breathable, and it is self prone, so I have no problem for my citrus to grow in this particular container. I have a video on how to build your self-prone container. I would encourage you guys to watch this video. But for those of you who have been seeing how I build the crate container, so today in this video I'm going to show you again, so you can get an idea how good is the crate container. So let's build this crate container. Now you will need a weed guard, so make sure you get a high quality weed guard. This type of weed guard lasts for 10 years. You will need a clip, so Greg Stevens bought me a bunch of clip. This is going to hold the weed guard when I work on the container. And you need a scissor. So let's begin the building. Alright, it's just like almost making wrapping a gift. So what you will need, okay, so
hey Ma, how many videos subscriptions did we get today?
I don't know, yo. Nothing.
Nothing. Shoot, man, y'all better start subscribing or we're gonna quit making all these doggone videos for y'all.
Really helps our channel, y'all idiots.
Yeah, subscribe and like and share that mother.
Yo. That's what I'm thinking, yo.
okay, so this is the crate. I take 2 pieces because 1 piece was not enough to cover the whole container, so I fold half, and this is it. So what we're going to do, we're going to fill in with soil. So let's go ahead and fill the tray with soil. So I'm going to use microgreens. Microgreens is best soilless media because it has a good proportion of perlites, pits, and vermiculites, and it is very small particles and easy good drainage. So I would recommend you guys to use microgreens. It's awesome. So let's go ahead and open the bag. Look at that, guys. Look at that. So beautiful. Okay, so let's wet this soil. So when you use directly tap water, guys, allow the water to evaporate. So I'm going to keep this in this barrel for a few hours, maybe an hour, to evaporate the chlorine because I'm using tap water. So I filled the container halfway. Now I'm going to repot my lime tree. So when you repot your lime or citrus, just remove slowly from the container. So I water first because it's easy to remove the plant. Look at that. It's a little bit root bound here. So what you need, just place in like that and fill in with soil. All right, so my lime tree is already planted in the crate container. Look at my lime tree. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to move this tree in a shade location because I just transplant the tree. I don't want to put stress to the plant, so I will keep away from the sunlight. All right, so the second rules, installing irrigation system. So as you can see here, I installed an automatic drip system. So you see that time in there. So it is programmed to how many times should I give water to the plant. So citrus needs a lot of water. It should be given 1 gallon a day. So that is the requirements of the citrus should be given 1 gallon a day. Now, especially if it is flowering, you really need to give a lot of water to the citrus. So during flowering time and also during hot summer day, you need to water frequently. So to avoid watering, so it is best to install irrigation. So this is the second rules if you want to get your citrus going bigger. So I will keep my lime here in this area for now because it is newly transplanted. And then after that, within 2 days, I will place them under the drip system. All right, so we finally planted our lime tree. Look at my lime tree. So let's talk about the last rules in gardening citrus. I saved these rules because this is important. I have 2 fertilizer here, the citrus tone and then the Ironite, and I'm going to show you the result after this. Now we all know that you need to fertilize citrus to a specific fertilizer, and majority of us use organic citrus tone. I use this a lot. Now if you look at the number, citrus, keep in mind citrus needs a lot or requires a lot of nitrogen, so the nitrogen should be higher than the rest of the nutrients. So if you see the NPK here, see that? So the number of nitrogen is only 5%, 2% potassium, phosphorus, and 6% potassium. Now if you are going to use the citrus tone, it's not enough to keep your citrus growing big. So you might need to consider adding another supplement like adding compost or manure or worm casting to supplement that nitrogen. What I found, I used the Ironite. So when you see the Ironite, look at the number of nitrogen. That is what your citrus needs. The nitrogen is 12, 10 phosphorus and 10 potassium. So just by this fertilizer, it will get your citrus growing faster and bigger as twice as 6 months or a year of growing. Now, when you are using fertilizer, if you're using citrus tone, use only citrus tone. If you're using Ironite, use only Ironite. Don't mix the fertilizer because it's almost like medication. If you're taking high blood pressure, you have to stick to the prescription. You don't have to switch to another pills because this is going to give a drawback or negative effect. So use only Ironite. Now, I would consider to you guys, if you want to make your citrus grow bigger, then use the Ironite. And I'm going to link this below this video. So I'm going to show you the result of the Ironite. So I'm going to apply this citrus tree with Ironite. So let's go ahead. So look at this lime tree. When you see the leaves, it's a little bit yellowing. That means it needs iron. And I fertilized this with citrus stone, but it's taking too long. So I'm going to use the Ironite. So I don't apply any kind of other nutrients, organic nutrients, because Ironite Plus is enough for the citrus to get it going. Alright, so when you apply Ironite, there's a direction in here that you can follow. And this one here, I'm going to give 1/2 cup of this fertilizer. All right, so I have 1 cup of fertilizer here. All right, so I have 1/2 cup of Ironite. You can mix this fertilizer when you mix your soil, but I can just spread it around it. Make sure you wear gloves, guys, when you do your fertilizer. And then you just warp onto the soil. So using Ironite, you don't have any supplements because it's already a lot of nutrients. And this is a slow release, so you don't have to fertilize more often. You can fertilize your citrus every 2 months if you see your citrus needs fertilizer, or as needed. And stop your fertilization on the fall, last fall, because you don't want you need to prepare your citrus during harsh weather. Okay, so that's it. Then after that, you're going to water this citrus again, but I'm going to place this under the irrigation system, but right now just sit it in there because I want this citrus kept in the shady area for now. Alright, so these are the rules that you are going to follow in order for citrus to grow faster and bigger. Now, if you don't have space or you don't have backyard, how are you going to grow your citrus? You're more likely to grow your citrus indoor. Now, how are you going to grow citrus indoor? So this is the topic that is going to cover by Greg 7. So stick with us, guys, because Greg 7 will be here pretty soon. So just hold on, have a cup of coffee and relax. So he's coming right now.
Hey there, happy YouTubers. Greg Stevens back with you, continuing this video on citrus. And what I'm going to be covering today is growing citrus indoors. And a lot of you do not live in the zone 9, 10, and in fact we live in a zone 6B. So we grow our citrus outdoors all summer long, but then in the fall, around late October, we bring them in the greenhouse for the rest of the season. What is really a great experience is growing citrus in the northern parts of the country, because it's nice to be able to just harvest your own lemons and all your other type of citrus plants. But we want to focus on what are the requirements for growing citrus indoors, and can you grow all citrus indoors? The best kind are the miniature, the dwarf version of the Meyer lemon and your calamansi and so forth. However, you can prune and cut down your trees to keep them at that size, and they will do just fine. There are several requirements. Number one would be the amount of sunlight that your plants are going to receive during the wintertime. You're not going to get enough sunlight through an east, west, or north window. You want to have a southern window, where in the northern hemisphere you're going to be able to get at least 8-9 hours of direct sunlight every day. You want direct sunlight for them, not indirect sunlight. They want to feel that ultraviolet light hitting those leaves and grow faster, right, and start producing fruit for you. That's very important. The second thing is you want to maintain the proper humidity. And when you bring plants into the house, especially if you have gas heat. The gas heater is basically burning up all of the moisture that's in the house. Your humidity is going to be really low. So what we do is we run a humidifier in the house, and we put it right in the middle of where all of our plants are in a stand so that they can all appreciate this humidity. This particular one that we have here by Levoit is the nicest one I could find on Amazon for the money. It's really puts out a lot of moisture, a lot of mist, and comes with a remote control that you can set it for whatever humidity you want with a button here or on here, and then you can press auto, so when it hits the desired humidity, it will automatically shut off and comes back on as that humidity level drops. This is really nice. This runs about $100, and it has a water reservoir. You can always see how much water you have. To remove it, the only thing you do is just lift this little thing off top here. That comes off. You lift this up like that, flip it upside down, take this cap off, fill it with purified water. Don't use tap water because the calcium in there will mess your system up. Plug it back in like that, and voila, it's running again. It's that easy.
You can also put oil in
Yeah,
there.
you can put oil in there if you want it to smell good. I don't do that for the plants. And you can also,
You can put it in here.
yeah, it's got a little tray down
Sometimes
here.
it's nice to smell good inside the house.
It has a little pad here. You put a couple drops of peppermint oil, whatever, and your house will smell like that.
So what is the ideal temperature in the house that we have to keep maintained?
At least 70 degrees, 70, 75.
Uh,
This also puts out warm heat, warm mist. I don't use the warm mist because I don't need that. We just need the humidity, but you have that option also. And it's also very healthy for the people in the house too, because your sinuses get all dried up in the summer, in the wintertime. And if you get nosebleeds, that's what's causing it. Too much lack of humidity. You need to increase the humidity in the house. And also is good for respiratory to have this humidity on here, this misting system. Last would be your fertilizers. Your citrus plants are heavy feeders, and you want to give them a good fertilizer. I think Marcelina covered that in hers. The Citratone is very good. This is another very good one here, the Ironite.
That is the best.
This is Ironite Plus. This stuff will kick butt. We use this on our roses. We use this on our citrus plants, and
We
you
will
can
show
buy.
them, you know, how
Yeah, you can buy
so-
this on Amazon too.
Let's
This
show
is
the
another
plant.
really good stuff. Now you got to be careful. There's some plants this will burn it out, and we've lost a couple plants when we were first starting to use the Ironite.
Should not be applied. I think it should not be applied in a lot in plants like vegetative plants.
No, I don't
Because,
think,
yeah.
Succulents don't like it either. I don't
Don't like
think, you know.
because it kills this.
Yeah.
It's too much nitrogen. So we're going. So is there anything that you cover before we show them the result of the Ironite
No,
plus?
that's pretty much it. You want to make sure they get 8 to 10 hours of direct sunlight. You want a humidity of 65 or more, and you want to have the temperature inside at least 65, 75 degrees, anywhere in that range. I know a lot of people don't like to keep their house hot, but as long as you don't go below 50, you'll be okay.
All right, so we're going to show you guys the result of Ironite Plus. So we're going to show you the roses and my other plant and also the citrus. So let's go to the garden. All right, guys, so this is my rose. Look at the rose, guys. Look at the leaves. Oh my gosh. You see that?
When did you fertilize this?
I
with
fertilized.
Ironite?
I fertilized this one in the spring time.
March?
In March, and I was shocked with this growth. Look at the growth. I want to show you the other. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Look at this one, guys. Can you see the leaves? Oh my gosh. It's bigger than normal. And I already have quite a few blooms here. This rose is kicking, man. So I'm going to show you the other
This is
plant.
the
Strauss.
this is the
This Strauss.
rose, yeah.
And it was struggling last
Beautiful.
year. So
You can't find this plant anymore online. Nobody heirloom. None of these places cover this anymore.
This is an old,
This is
you know,
an
it's
old heirloom rose, and once in a while we do propagate this, and people love this plant.
So let's see my bleeding heart. All right, this is my bleeding heart. Oh my gosh, I thought this plant will die because it was struggling since I introduced the Ironite Plus, and this is what happened. Look at that. Oh my gosh, look at the bloom. Look at this one, guys. It's amazing. Greg Stevens said, what did you do with the plant? I said, well, I fertilized with Iron Plus, and we are not sponsored by the company, and hopefully we'll be sponsored by Ironite Plus, because this fertilizer is awesome, and I would encourage to everyone who grows plants to use Ironite.
Show them your knockout roses. Tell them.
All right, this is the rose that I had a video on it on pruning roses. This is my knockout. Look at the growth, guys. Look at that. It's amazing. This is the result of the Ironite Plus. Oh my goodness, look at that. It's so beautiful. Look at the new shoot. Oh my gosh, I was happy when I see this rose. So there are more that I'm going to show it to you. All right, so this is my Ragusa. In few years, my Ragusa did not bloom like this one. Look at the bloom, guys. Oh my gosh,
First
look
rose
at us.
to bloom of the season.
So the Ironite is kicking off all my plant. Oh my goodness. So I fertilized them this is spring season, and also the clematis. Look at that.
This is called Miss Bateman.
Oh my gosh.
This is the
so I
first-
would recommend you guys to use Ironite Plus. And this is the result. Now I'm going to show you my citrus, because this is what we are going to cover, is how to make your citrus grow faster and bigger. Alright guys, so this is the result of the Iron Plus. As you can see, this is a year of growth. When you see the leaves, look at that. Look at how tall is the citrus. So how tall is this now, since we buy from the nursery?
That's grown over a foot.
Over a foot.
Yeah,
So
like this we usually use the Citratone, but this last 6 weeks we use the Ironite Plus, and very, very good results. I recommend both of them.
So this is our Calamandin, and the citrus stone, not citrus stone, the Ironite is kicking off with this citrus. That's why I decided to create a video for you guys to show off my citrus. So again, Ironite Plus is great for growing citrus.
Okay guys, that's all for our video today. We had more, but there was some interference with the microphone, and we didn't have time to complete this and go into more detail as we had planned. Marcelina, any final comments before we close this video out?
I think no.
Just check the links below for the humidifier that I showed you guys. It's an awesome humidifier. Check out the Ironite fertilizer, and we'll see you guys real soon on the next video.
Thank you for watching, guys. Stay green,
Grow big.
go big.
Peace out, guys.